NXT took place tonight in Houston, Texas at 713 Music Hall. This was the first NXT in 3 months to be outside of the Performance Center, and it was a welcome change. I enjoyed the change of venue, even if it's just for 1 week. WWE has not been out of the Performance Center since the night or the following NXT after WrestleMania. WrestleMania was a long time ago. We're about 2 weeks away, less than 2 weeks away from SummerSlam. So WrestleMania is in our rear view. That's a long time. And I'm happy that they were out, and I think the change of venue at least freshened things up, even if it was just for 1 week. That being said, I don't think the show was that good. We'll get into that. So you had Vic Joseph welcome us to the show, and we see the city of Houston. And Vic says, we're all aboard the crazy train to start the show. And when he said that, I had a smile on my face because that's a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne, who passed away today. If you haven't had the chance, check out my tribute video to him. It's quick. I mean, I know he's not, technically part of wrestling, but he's made appearances. I wanted to make a tribute for him because of that. He's done a lot of work with wrestling in the past, and he is a major icon. Even if you just don't like that kind of music, huge icon. So I want to pay tribute to him, and I've always been a fan. I'm glad that we mentioned that, and Crazy Train's one of his most popular songs. He did. You can listen to that. You've probably heard it before. It's a legendary song. So I'm glad that we did that to start the show. We see a whole bunch of wrestlers arriving at the music hall. And it was also happened to be Shawn Michaels' 60th birthday. So happy birthday, Shawn. I wish you would have put on a better show, but I was almost expecting there to be some birthday celebration segment. It really wasn't that, but it was his birthday. So you had Booker T coming out in front of the live audience to start the show. He wasn't on commentary right away, but we saw him welcome us because he's from Houston. He does his wrestling school he runs it out of Houston. Reality of Wrestling's in Houston, so he's very much Houston. He used to be in a tag team called Houston Heat before they were Harlem Heat. So he's previewing the show. He messes up on the mic, which was kind of funny. I think he got some names wrong, and he's not really supposed to be an announcer. He's more of a commentator, but because it's in Houston, that's why he was there. You had Zaria Solruka, Hank and Tank, a mixed tag match taking on the Culling. Match was all right. Lights went out, and right when that happened, the Dark State appears, and when they come back on, Tatum Paxley's pinning Zaria, who's laid out. She hit her with the Barbie doll and pinned her. So, the finish sucked. Dark State should be released. All of them are shit. Fuck Dark State. I don't want to see them. Dark State, Retribution, everyone call them. They're the worst gimmick in wrestling right now. It's killing NXT. There's so much problems with NXT. Product feels cold as hell right now. Or, sorry, maybe not cold as hell. Hell's hot. Cold as the Arctic right now. Whatever. A glacier on the Arctic. That's how cold NXT is to me right now. The NXT sucks. I don't like watching this show anymore. I'm not going to stop reviewing, but I'm at the point where it's just a drag watching NXT every week. And this reminded me, seeing Darkseid out there, these guys fucking suck. We see Fatal Influence walking backstage. I'm going to admit, I only looked at Fallon Henley because she's that jaw-dropping. That woman is incredibly attractive. Not a big fan of JC as champion. I think she's a pretty bad champion. I really don't care much for Jasmine. She just seems so green. Doesn't really belong in the group. But Fallon, I'm definitely a fan of. They show Jordan Grace. She's being prevented by Ava, who has all the security guards. She's stopping Jordan Grace from entering the building. And this was outside. We all knew Jordan was going to get her, find a way to sneak back in. Fatal Influence makes their entrance with JC Jane as not only the current NXT Women's Champion, but also the new TNA Knockouts Champion. She defeated Masha Slamovich at Slammiversary. Promo sucks. I just think JC's killing division. Easily the worst NXT Women's Champion of all time. Lash Legend interrupted. I kind of tuned out. And then Jada Parker came out. And I definitely focused on that. Jada is super over. They do the whole Jada Parker chant, which I kind of like. they should really push her more. I'm glad she gets that reaction. And by the way, I guess I had to mention this. We all knew it looked like her ass was popping out of her tight shorts, which was kind of funny. But yeah, Jada, I really think she can be a star. I'm really a fan of Jada Barker. I wish they'd do more with her. And I like Fallon Henley too. I wish they'd do more with her. But Lash seems a bit green to me. JC I'm not a fan of. So that's my thoughts on all the women on the segment. Jada and Lash kind of fought them off, and then they backed into each other and had to stare down. We had an NXT spotlight on Javon Evans and Ricky Saints, and Javon is trying to give Ricky some advice before his match with Jasper Troy. No quarter catcher is backstage, don't care. Miles Bourne is supporting Ren before her match against Blake Monroe. Didn't turn out so well. Jasper Troy is out next. Again, this is one of the reasons why I think NXT is super cold right now. Someone like Jasper Troy, who is just awful, shouldn't be on TV. It's because of LFG. They have to promote all this shit with LFG and TNA and Evolve and AAA. NXT doesn't even feel like it has its own roster anymore. A lot of people have been called off. The women's division sucks because JC Jane's champion. Oba Femi has no charisma as NXT champion. He's boring as fuck. Tag division sucks since Fraxium are gone. No one cares about Hank and Tank anymore. So many problems with this show right now. It's so cold. Ricky Saints against Jasper Troy. As I said, I think Jasper Troy sucks. LFG's ruining NXT. They fight on the stage. Ricky fell through the stage. I guess it just collapsed. Jasper Troy does like a dive or like a backward splash onto him, and then Ricky just gets counted out and Jasper Troy wins, and Ricky loses another match. I don't know what they're doing with him right now, but yeah, they've killed all his presence right now. He just feels like any other guy in NXT right now. Tricks with High Rise backstage. Javon Evans laughs at him in the background. This is just, I don't care. So many backstage segments. Usually when they're outside the performance center, they have a lot of really good matches. I keep going back to that amazing NXT show this year, the best NXT show all year, and it wasn't even a PLE. It was an NXT TV show, which was the show with the Garden, which was just amazing. That's what I want NXT to be when they go into these special venues. Here, it just feels like this could have easily been booked to be in the PC. We got a really good tribute to Ozzy Osbourne with Vic Joseph narrating, which I liked. We see clips from all of his appearances in the WWE throughout the years. That was good. The fans chanted Ozzy, rest in peace to the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne. Really classy by WWE to do that tribute. Trick Williams was out next, and this is really what the show was built around. He cuts a promo after retaining the TNA title at Slammiversary. Then he cuts a promo on Undertaker, says he's soft, calls him out. Undertaker comes out as the American Badass. Look, I know we're not going to get the Dead Man anymore. When Undertaker comes out, he is the American Badass. I just wish he didn't have to use the Kid Rock theme, American Badass. Instead, we can finally hear, since Fred Durst was on SmackDown a couple weeks ago, we can finally hear Keep Rolling, Rolling, Rolling. That's one of my favorites. That was the Undertaker theme. When I was really watching, in 2001, 2002, that was his theme song, was always Rolling, Rolling, Rolling. I loved it. Then he turned heel. And that's when he went to the, what was that stupid gimmick? The other gimmick, it wasn't, that big evil gimmick, before he finally went back to being the Dead Man. But, yeah, he came out to the American Badass. And, yeah, when they first heard the gong, actually, that got a massive pop in with American Badass. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Taker was walking down with a bit of a limp. He's had heart issues, by the way. I think he had a heart operation not too soon after WrestleMania this year. So he was limping a bit. There was Undertaker chants. Taker says Trick doesn't have respect. He's not the same as he once was. I disagree. I think Trick's just been exposed and he sucks. Trick is one of the worst workers in the company. And he's so overpushed. He's overbooked. I don't want to see Trick anymore. I'm done with him. He should just go to the main roster and flop. I really hope he's going to get pushed like Jey Uso. I don't want another Jey Uso, but yeah, I just think Trick's been exposed. Trick says he doesn't care about LFG, and when he said that, I agree. I don't care about LFG. Undertaker's only here because of LFG. Taker insults Trick, says he'll make him famous. Trick took a swing at The Undertaker, but he gets caught and he gets chokeslammed by The Undertaker, and he sells it like he's been killed. It was funny how he sold it. Undertaker stands over Trick Williams, and I didn't mind it. Some people are mad. They think he's burying Trick. A year ago, I would have said, yeah, this is not good when Trick was super over, but Trick sucks, in my opinion. He's TNA champion. I don't care. I think he's hurting TNA being champion more than he's helping now. He's a shit wrestler. I don't like Trick, so I just didn't really bother me at all. Blake Monroe was heading to the ring, and then we see Fatal Influence upset backstage at what happened earlier, and Michelle McCool gives them advice on how to handle Jada and Lash. I wouldn't mind if I saw Jada Parker take on Fallon Henley. I don't think I would have a problem with that match at all, by the way. You had Ren Sinclair in the ring, and then she was facing Blake Monroe, who makes her entrance with a mirror. Blake just kicked Ren's ass. It was nothing much. Booker actually called her Monica Monroe. It's Blake. If you don't know, she gets her name. The Marilyn Monroe gimmick that's what she kind of was with her AEW gimmick with Toni Storm. So that's her, the Marilyn Monroe gimmick, and that's what she's still doing right now. She is kind of a Marilyn Monroe diva, if you will, and the Blake is just her niece's name. So Blake Monroe. But she's not Monica. Blake just won with a butterfly DT, beat Ren like it was nothing. 1, 2, 3, quick match. Blake cut a promo, but Jordan Grace goes right after her. She got into the building, as we all knew she would. Security holds her back. She fights them off. She's beating up all of security, but a chair was on the outside, and Blake then hits the butterfly DDT to Jordan Grace onto the steel chair, leaving her laying. So Blake gets the best of Jordan once again. Ethan Page heads to the ring. He's in the ring for his celebration as the North American champion. He displays the Canadian flag. Fans boo. He's like doing the whole foreign Canadian menace gimmick now. He throws out the North American title, and displays a Canadian title. He's trying to be a Bret Hart in 1997. Fans are booing like crazy. He tries to sing the Canadian national anthem like Nikolai Volkov would always sing the Soviet Union national anthem, but he's interrupted by Santino Marella, of all people, of TNA. I'm thinking, why? He's Anthony Corelli on TNA, isn't he? Why Santino? I don't want to see Santino. I don't mind him as Corelli, but Santino's one of the worst gimmicks ever. Santino says Canadians are not like Ethan Page. They don't share his values, and I'm thinking, this just sucks. Why is he here? Santino wants to be champion. For some reason, he will wrestle Ethan Page. I'm thinking, really, this is what we're doing. Ethan Page is about to go after Santino, but he runs away from the fucking Cobra in 2025. And the match is set up for next week. Ethan Page defends, I guess, the Canadian Championship against Santino Marella on NXT. Whatever. Oba Femi was laughing at Trick Williams backstage. We saw JC Jane walking by. And then Moore is talking to Javon Evans backstage. Everyone wants his advice on facing, who is it? Oba Femi. And I thought this was an awkward segment. I thought it sucked. Speaking of bad segments, we saw Bully Ray backstage confronting Charlie Dempsey, who's with the No Quarter Catch crew, along with Miles, who's just happening to be there. And he hugs Ren after her match. I'm thinking, he's praising her for this match. She got her ass kicked in like 2 minutes. She got destroyed by Blake Monroe. He gives them a suggestion to have a match with Tavion Heights and Charlie Dempsey. And if Tavion wins, he's free from No Quarter Catch crew. But if Tavion loses and Charlie wins, he must stay with the No Quarter Catch crew and have a smile on his face. We just saw the same gimmick a few weeks ago. We see Lexis King. This is after Bully Ray and the others leave. Lexis King confronts Miles Bourne. He accuses him of being deaf, of faking being deaf to gain sympathy from the fans. Miles says, everyone wishes Lexis King was mute. I kind of wish the show was mute. They show the Roman Reigns challenge he posts on X, in which he's on a treadmill, and he wants to team with Jey Uso to take on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I thought they were just going to announce it right now and make it official, but they'll probably make it official by SmackDown. They preview next week's show, and then we get the main event, Oba Femi against Inamura against Josh Briggs, triple threat for the NXT Championship. They didn't give a shit. We all knew who was going to win. Oba Femi retains. Boring. I didn't care. I mean, he had to win. Inamura is not ready to be champion, and he can't cut promos. Josh Briggs is not championship material. At least Oba Femi has good matches. He's just boring as fuck. He has no charisma, but he retains. The most boring title reign continues. I didn't give a shit. To close the show, we go backstage. Undertaker is telling Javon Evans to go after the biggest dog in the yard. So that means Javon Evans is going right after Oba Femi once again. And that's how NXT ended in Houston at the 713 Music Hall. Not a fan. NXT is cold as fuck. It's boring. There's so much problems that I've highlighted throughout this episode. I am not into it at all, and it just feels like it's in a funk right now. It needs a lot of changes, some new champions. There's been call-ups. It's not all their fault. There's been a lot of call-ups, but who they're choosing to be champion right now is hurting the show. The matches aren't good anymore. And who they're putting on TV sucks. It's people like Jasper Troy. They're trying to promote all their other shows. They're using NXT as a vehicle to promote all their other shows and partnerships, whether it be LFG, Evolved, or partnership with TNA, partnership with AAA. It's not working right now. NXT really sucks right now. I'm not going to lie. I really hope they could change it and turn it around because they're losing me right now. I've never been this down on NXT in a while. Since I've came back and doing reviews, when I first started, NXT was always my favorite show to watch every week. It is easily my least favorite to watch of the three shows. I am not high on NXT. I'm not high on the direction of the show. I'm not high on all the partnerships. I'm not high on all other shows they have to promote. I'm not high on Oba Femi. I'm certainly not high on JC Jane. I don't like anyone who they're pushing. I don't like Jasper Troy and how much TV time he gets every week and how shit he is in the ring. I don't give a shit about Dark State. I am not a fan of NXT, and I don't like the direction. I was hoping this would turn it around. I was hoping this would be a big show for them, and they'd get some momentum back. I am not high on this product right now. I don't like a single thing on the show right now. I am really down on NXT. I'll put it like that. I just hope it gets better because I see no light at the end of the tunnel right now.